order, and we do have a quorum. Do I hear a motion to approve the February 7, 2024 minutes?
I so move.
Second?
I'll second.
Okay, very good. Okay, the first point of discussion is our pneumatic extruder. Are you familiar with what that is? The one out in the back,
the
that's with the
extruder and-
compressor.
mhm.
Okay, there's been a lot of controversy back and forth on it. We brought it up to our general meeting, not last month, but the prior month, and it was passed almost unanimously. It was like 44 out of 49 people said yes, pass it at $650. We have found that they are not gonna honor their bid, that their price increase hit while we were talking about it, and so it's going to be $875. So we're faced with the decision of, do we just go ahead and go with it, or do we put it out once again as maybe an electronic vote for the entire club?
My opinion is it should go out for an electronic club because 44 is not a majority of our members at 350.
No,
And
but
so-
44 was the
the
majority
majority
of
at the
there.
meeting,
that's
but
accepted.
that's what I'm saying, but now we're talking $225 more.
Right, and I like to be transparent. We do have the authority to go ahead and do it without sending it out. I myself feel better about being transparent to everybody and letting them know that, hey, we thought it was this much and now it's this much. Are you still good with that, yes or no? And let them make that vote.
Okay, I believe in the vote, description, we should say, at the last general meeting, there were 44 members voted yes, 4 members voted no, but we would like input from the whole club.
Yeah.
Because of the drastic price agreement, I mean, it's like 25% more, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah.
You know, and maybe
And
part of
we're all
the thing
hit with that.
is, do you think you will use this machine?
I
Can't you do
think
that?
that I would, I'll write up some verbiage and let you see it. I just basically want to say, you know, we did have it, this is how it was voted. Now we have found that it's this much more money, we are asking, are you willing to go this much more money to do that?
Okay,
And then just leave it to the club to say yes or no.
okay, all right, sounds good.
Does the machine get a lot of usage?
Well, that seems to be the question. I didn't think so, but now I'm hearing, well, we didn't use it because it was not functional. It hasn't had its own compressor for 2 years, and it's got some hoses that need attention, so it needs a total rebuild. This isn't a new unit, this is a total rebuild of what we have. New units would be probably $2,000–3,000, so it's a lot less expensive, and there's really not much else that could break on it, because it's, the other parts we're keeping are steel, so should be okay there.
As long as we do our safety on it, because it's
So
a dangerous machine.
Do we have consensus that we think we should probably send that out for an electronic vote?
Yes, I think so.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, and it was brought to my attention that the display window really hasn't had much TLC lately. And I talked to Glora, and she said, well, there's only a couple classes in April, and May were closed, she said, so she just wasn't gonna worry about it until they come back, and then she's going to start doing displays of all the classes that she will line up. Now, we also have room for Raku. I'm thinking that we might as well do like maybe the window display or in the center or something for maybe beginning hand building, since we were gonna put that behind the, I don't know,
Monitor
we,
station,
you know,
yeah.
and that's still an opportunity to go behind the monitor station
Yeah.
too.
Yeah,
Anybody have thoughts of
I think
where-
it just needs to be filled with something rather than just looking like a dust collector.
and it does
And it
that
does,
right now.
Right, yeah, and Raku's been really trying to, you know, put their stuff, they have a whole shelf.
Yeah,
So I think if, you know, if we move to beginning hand building there when she's giving a tour, if there's a class in there and she doesn't wanna interrupt the class, they can say, oh, and this is what you learn in beginning hand building.
That's a good idea.
you know, so yeah, I think beginning hand building can
And
have,
you know, now that you say that, I agree with that, and I think it would be easier to walk them by that window with the other items
Mhm.
than pointing through the
Behind-
monitor desk.
right, I agree.
Okay, okay.
Alright,
So we can talk to, Noreen about that.
okay. Alrighty,
Okay, and the bylaws, Norma has updated, notes from our last meeting, and I think I'd like to have another workshop around the bylaws before we firm them up, and then we will send them over to the rec center to get approval, for the changes.
okay,
And if they're approved through the rec center, then we can put them together, hang them on the board, and send them out to our membership so they can see what we are talking about possibly modifying and get their feedback if they have some,
okay,
okay?
sounds good.
So we will probably set that meeting up within the next couple weeks. So hopefully everybody's available, we'll see, try and do the best we can. Clay sale, the limit on clay sales has been 1 bag a week for quite a long time, and that was kind of twofold. One was we had a heck of a time getting clay in through COVID and just after COVID. And now we are getting it in better, but the other part that did was kind of keep people from being too mass productive kind of thing. Occasionally people need a second bag. Do we really open it up and say, okay, everybody can have 2 bags now? Or do we make exception, and if that's the case, you know, how do you do that for one and not another? Any suggestions?
Have you really had a lot of complaints?
I've had
On two people?
I've had 2 people ask me.
Yeah.
So I said we would bring it up at the board meeting. I think if you really do need a second bag of clay, you find a friend who hasn't bought a bag of clay and let them buy it for you.
Yeah.
And that way it would still keep the mass producing sales
I
down.
really like keeping that part in check.
Okay,
Yeah.
alright.
Yeah.
Then
We're
I
all
think
So
we
we're not
don't
gonna open it.
Consensus is
No
stay the
change.
same. Okay. Okay, and replacement for clay ordering. Mary Ann Judd has let us know that she wishes to not do that any longer. She has agreed to continue it, until we can find a replacement. Has anybody got any suggestions? I have approached one person, or approached Ron, and he's thinking about it. Which would mean he would have to give up his, job with Linda Johnson in Glazes, but he's just thinking about it. If anybody has any suggestions of somebody who might be good, what they're responsible for is ordering our clay, ordering special orders, and taking the glaze order from Linda and placing that order. They all go to Marjan. And then we have, our first VP, Shauna, is ordering all of the tools that are in the drawers behind the monitor desk. But everything else of our regular ordering would come from Marjan, yeah. So,
Shauna's not interested in taking on any more.
I think
no,
she
she's
has
got
enough.
quite a bit.
She has
okay.
enough,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, just keep in mind, if you come up with somebody, if you get an idea of,
Do they have to be here full time? Because Ron
Summertime.
is, but summertime you'll be gone, so do you order
if
all
they can
year?
tag team with somebody, that's fine. If they've got somebody who will fill in for them during the summer, I'm not opposed to that. If they wanna train together and learn that job, that's really okay. So, if you have any ideas, please, bring them
Didn't know if they
forward.
could do it remote, like being in contact with anything, that's kinda hard not to see.
Not to see,
Yes.
Yeah,
and you're here to accept the delivery.
You know, that's a
Oh,
good
yeah.
point, but yeah, you have to be here to accept the delivery. You've gotta take all the special orders up. But, you know, that does bring in a thought of, could we put special orders online? Could we put, you know, other things
well, I
like
mean,
that?
like if, for instance, a meeting, you can always have a remote person, right? But for ordering stuff like that, can he, she, somebody be in contact? You're gone for 3 months in the summer. you still have to order. How does
You
that,
do.
you know, how does
Yeah,
that?
you do, but then if it, you know, it can't really be one of the board members, cause we all deserve vacations and
course.
things too.
Yeah,
And, we have plenty of responsibility. But
And a
if
lot of
they
people
have
are gone for
somebody,
5 or 6 months.
well, you mentioned Ron, that's why I was thinking he's
Yeah,
gonna be
yeah.
gone for 3-4
3 or
months,
4
whatever.
months, yeah.
And I thought, well, if he's not here, can he phone in and say, hey, can I order, how much do I need, and who needs to tell him how much?
He's gonna have to have a buddy then.
Yeah.
Because
That's-
they'll have to accept the clay and do everything else.
True, yeah, you have to work together on it. Somebody who brings in the clay anyway, one of the, I don't know, how many is there, 3, 4 men that work?
there's
Look.
usually 2,
Yeah, and but
Sometimes
they're,
3.
they're all on.
but there
Other
are other
committees.
things,
Other
it's like
committees
Tom
too, yeah.
Light and.
Yeah, we
sometimes
need
Ron.
their muscle to not get off those committees.
Well, that's
Yeah.
right, absolutely right,
Yeah.
yeah.
So anyway,
All right.
keep that in mind and we'll come back to that. And we can discuss that more if we don't already have somebody by the time we do, our next little meeting. We'll bring that up there. Okay, club closure, I'm just gonna remind everybody, at the meeting, our club closure is scheduled right now to close May 10th, reopen June 3rd. However, I was informed a couple of days ago by our maintenance guys that that may slip one way or another slightly. If it does, I'll send out emails. But as for now, our goal date is the 10th, and we will still stop firing the week prior to that. And we have to have everything cleared out. Nothing can be on drying racks, nothing can be on top of cabinets, lockers, any of that, no countertops, which brings another point that we will, we will have to move our computers and all of that stuff into the back room again.
The back room is not getting out of the floor.
Holy cow, good point.
Sure it is. We measured it. I was here when they measured it.
Boy,
We could,
Okay.
we could put them in the hall closet.
we'll have to do that, good suggestion, okay. Okay, yeah, because they certainly cannot go outside. I know that, all the stuff from the kiln room will go outside. It has been changed. Initially, we had gotten a really good bid from Marjan to move our kilns outside for us and then bring them back in and get everything going. However, our maintenance team has decided to do that move themselves, and they are the ones who unwire and rewire them. So, they
How much
decided to do that, so we'll clear out that far back corner, and that's where they will be stored. And I think we probably should invest in a great big tarp to
I was
throw
just
over
thinking they
top
gotta be
of them.
covered, yes. I don't know if
I
you have
mean,
any
it does have
storms or-
some coverage, but if we get sideways
Nope.
winds and dust and
No.
all that, that's not,
So
that's,
also
tarps.
tables too are being moved out,
that's not our problem.
Yeah.
That's,
So-
yes.
but they are being redone under. both
Everything
tables.
is moved out except for what's attached to the walls.
Right,
What's
so,
attached.
Yeah,
The
no lockers, no
cabinets?
monitor,
No, the cabinets are not, the
No.
The
sinks are
lockers
not.
can be moved.
But the
out.
metal, the
No,
metal.
I don't mean, but they are.
The metal
Right,
cabinets
yeah.
will be moved. Any cabinets that are movable, they'll move.
What
They will
closet?
not take our lockers. I guess that would be up to them. It's very possible.
Yeah.
Because in the kiln room, we have to pull out the little corner racks that are back in there and.
the wet closets have
Yeah.
to be moved.
That's what I'm saying. that's
So,
what-
what do you want me to tell Shauna to purchase regarding a tarp? Just 2 big giant blue tarps? Or-
Yeah, I'm thinking, what are the kilns? 4 foot across, 4 by 4 about, 3 by 4, 4 by 4. And you've gotta have space in between. It's gotta be probably a 10 by 20 or 12 by 18.
Okay,
Or, you know, a couple of them. Because there's gonna be 6 kilns out there.
so 2 or 3 tarps.
Yep.
They're cheap.
Yeah.
And I know we have some strings somewhere like that, and so we can tie them up so the wind doesn't blow it out.
I've got that big thing of twine. so,
That's what I'm
yeah,
thinking
yeah,
about.
yeah.
Okay, that big thing of twine.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
All right, and I've been talking to Linda Connell about, we've had a remote PC, which allows her to tap in from wherever she is. She doesn't have to be in the state, and to be able to reset our computers and all that. Well, now that we have our own system, for the most part, the only computer that really would ever need to be reset is the big one behind the monitor desk. And she's suggesting that, one of us just reset it once a month. In fact, she had mentioned maybe, since she's gonna work with you, and that she could, just maybe you ask her about the reset. It's
Okay.
gonna be a basic reset, and update. So it needs to be updated, she said, once a month, then it won't do this automatic
Okay.
thing that it does and block everything up. So it is thought that, of course, Merle knows how to reset all of that, and I have done it, I think I can, and if Linda learns it too, we should be in pretty good shape.
Okay.
Thank you, Merle, for being a jack of all trades. Okay, so anyway, she is going to cancel that, it's $59 a year, so that'll be off the books.
All right. Yep, she sent me a copy.
Okay.
Got it.
Thank you. All right, Deb, what have you got for,
All right, so March financials, checking is $9,118.06. Savings is $17,501.40. Our CDs remain the same. Number one, $10,287.28. Number two, $20,574.56. Same for number three, $20,574.56, for a total of $78,055.86. In addition to that, we have $711.67 on interest accrued but not yet deposited.
yay,
So
fantastic.
that's really, when the CDs mature on September 9th, they're at 4.5%. I worked with Linda Connell in the last month. She has created some new forms in WordPress. We work together because the CR15 and the CR7 and my QuickBooks all have to match. And so I did some changes on how I enter into QuickBooks. She created some formulas. We did a test run at the end of the first quarter, and we balanced.
All
It
right.
was like-
That's good.
At first I was one off, and I'm like, why am I one off? Why am I one off? And I realized the membership had joined on a Friday at the end of the month, and the Stripe payments don't come out till the following Thursday.
Oh.
They run Friday to Thursday or whatever, and that's where, cause I kept looking for this one, I kept re-adding, where is this one, where is this one, where is this one, and then I was like, I don't have the money yet, even though she had the money in the system, the money hadn't gone to the bank yet.
Okay,
So so now I know to look for that.
So you're okay.
So we're okay.
Good, good.
So that all balances, and Linda, I talked to her yesterday, we talked about it, and we'll work together at the end of the year. So
perfect.
that's all good. It's gonna be all good.
It'll be fun.
And,
It'll be fine.
it'll be fine. Income taxes have been filed, signed, sent off, whatever, so we're all good for that. The only other thing, when I was working with Linda, I realized that she had an outdated, beginning hand building, beginning wheel, and test in, thing, because in the February, board meeting, we actually revised the test-in fees. In the February,
Okay,
because there was no fees being charged or
Right.
anything. We went up to $95, so to help offset the loss of the processing fees for beginning hand building, so that's kind of all determined there. You should probably get a copy of that too, since you do all that. But other than that, everything looks good.
I'm going to send this portion to, Linda Oliver,
Okay.
because she has almost.
All she needs to know is what she
This
gets.
is what she gets. Oh, she doesn't need another one, okay.
She doesn't need to know all that.
All right, I'll
She-
send her an email
She
then.
gets X for this and X for that,
Okay,
okay? Or anyone who might be teaching beginning wheel gets
Right.
that.
okay.
Okay?
perfect, thank you, Deb.
You're welcome.
Deb, I'm gonna ask you to just update me if there's anything regarding you and Shauna's tool ordering, how that's going?
It's going very well. Shauna can manipulate those other sites like Temu and things like that to help find us the best. We've worked out the inventory system a little bit in more detail. We live right around the corner. She walks her dogs every day, so I'm able to give her the car and just put them out on my patio and she picks them up. Shauna. The little inventory cards.
How convenient.
So it works out very nicely. We found some good deals. I did, just in conversation with Noreen, she was telling me that she is requiring that beyond beginning hand building or next step or whatever it's called, she's requiring them to have a horseshoe and an ankle cutter.
Okay.
And so I sent a note to Shauna and said, make sure you have enough for the 10 people that are in that class.
And I will mention that there's only one angle cutter left in the drawer.
They're
Because I
on
bought
order,
one
they
today.
should be here, and then she ordered more, because
Okay.
they are going fast, because
Okay.
people are showing them
great.
and using them,
Yeah.
and they're more, even though, they're made in China, and I'm sorry about that, they're much more affordable.
Yeah.
And so, that's what Shauna's trying to do, is to keep the costs down. I mean, and if you are really proficient, at some point in time, you want a higher quality tool, then you go buy it yourself. We're providing the basics for you to purchase.
But if it works, it works. There are still
Right.
people here who have done their own or had their husbands build their own out of wood, so.
Right, so they just work great.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's all good.
Okay, and the committee leads, I'll take care of that. Linda, welcome. Welcome, yeah.
First official one, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Do you have questions of us? I know your head's gotta be spinning.
Just need a lot of training and hands-on to learn some of this.
We're all here for
It
you.
was great, sitting with Deb the other day and
And then she's gonna work with Linda Thursday?
Linda Connell.
Linda Connell?
1:00 on Thursday.
I think that's
We're
wonderful.
gonna go over to her house.
She's
so-
great.
She is great. You should.
Yeah.
You'll garner, just take good notes.
Talking to Lori this morning kind of filled in a piece of the puzzle that I was missing yesterday, so, it's all gonna come together,
It will.
it's just.
Oh, it will.
And Donna is gonna be your right-hand person. She not only does what she does with the new people, but she keeps track of a lot of things membership-wise. So, once you start getting a grip on these things, I would just suggest that the two of you meet and talk about what she does, because she's been really good on keeping on top of people's numbers and what they have for visits and what they have for hours and all of that too.
We'll be talking about that more in the summertime for sure, because when it comes to the end of the year, we'll need to know, you have your part of the monitors, who has monitored and who hasn't. I like to kind of keep up and get them, to remind them,
Yeah, to make sure they have.
now that I
what
know
they
my
need.
job.
Yeah, she'll be very helpful
Yeah.
in
And I
keeping
pay
you
attention
what
to the
you
ones
want.
actually that do have lockers, and then I'll see that, and I'll go, oh, okay, and I'll show you where that all shows up.
Anyway, one bite at a time.
Right, right.
There's
We don't
still
need to do that
time
part.
there.
Yeah.
Right, and please call any of us at any time, please. I mean, I'm speaking for everyone. We
That's your
will help
board.
you.
And I know I've been sent emails or copied on emails, and I was asked this morning to respond that, I got that. and-
Yeah.
Just give a thumbs up or something that we know
Yeah.
we're
I
getting.
wanna
Yeah.
know that you're
Yeah.
reading it,
Reading it. Cool,
that you got it.
All right.
awesome, welcome.
And I do send a lot of texts too, if I think it's just something we can just do a quick hit on. I'll text if I think it's something that we,
I do too.
have to have consensus on,
Right.
to document, then I'll send an email.
You're the board, you keep in contact. You and I really need to keep in contact a lot, but they are your board, and they're really great. They will help you.
We're here for you, absolutely.
Okay.
So just say, I don't get it, I need
Yeah.
help, help me with this, because how do I get that? That's fine.
Yeah, it's frustrating when
We all have been in the same position, and we have one advantage, and that's when this computer system came in, we got to grow up with it and grow up with the changes and stuff. So we have a little bit of an advantage there, but
I think your advantage also is that you're starting now, the new year instead of January.
yes,
Whereas not
Cause
as
January,
busy,
it's
yeah.
really
it's awful.
hectic.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
very
it's awful.
hectic.
And you'll have a really good grip on it by that time.
Oh,
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I certainly hope so.
You will,
You
you'll
will.
do fine, and like I said, Donna is gonna help you out a lot, she's very
I'm just the
helpful.
committee part of it, I don't, you know, but the board, when they start from, this is April to April, March 31st,
Yeah.
that's the best thing that really
She's,
happened.
she's basically kind of your assistant.
Yeah.
You know, she
Mhm.
manages all of the
Part of the
lockers and
membership.
such and membership, but, she's been very helpful in so many ways.
See, on your
Thank you,
first
Donna.
day, you have an employee.
Yes,
right.
And she gets paid so well.
You can give her a raise if you want.
I'd like a raise.
Okay, Norma.
Oh, Jimmy already? Which
Yeah.
part? Education updates?
Yeah,
Okay, well, let's see.
do you have any?
Well, we do, we always ask, you know, the committee reports that Shauna sends out. We've had 2 teachers this year, so far, or this last month. I know one was well received more than the other, but that's okay, we're gonna work with that. Everybody was very happy. Beginning hand building, of course, we have another class that was just, or is in session, nope, they just graduated. Another
That
8-person
starts
class.
Tuesday.
This is the last month that there will be 8 people. Okay, usually it'll drop down
there's
to
I
only
4.
thought March was,
We're done.
last, March
Yeah,
was the
there's
last
only 4.
one, yeah,
That's what I
so
said.
April is 4. Oh,
That's
that's
what I
last
said.
month,
The
okay.
last,
yes.
I'm giving you March is what happened in March. We
Oh,
don't know what's
thank
gonna
you.
happen. Okay. Yes, so those 8 are new members and now we'll go back to 4. 8 classes has caused a little confusion with everybody, because we've talked to them. Raku has been fine. They had classes on the 4th and the 5th, and I know did you Raku?
I did.
Yeah, and it's fun, everybody loves it, and we have some more coming up, so Tom says everything's good, and then we have, okay. Oh, there it is. Yeah, Gloria didn't have much to say,
Okay,
but we did have a lot of Wednesday morning is going good, everybody seems to love the Wednesday morning classes. So,
Wednesday morning fun is fun.
it's fun.
Okay, anything else? Okay. Committee reports, Donna, do you have anything?
I don't really have anything, I'm keeping up with the new beginning hand building, trying to get them into lockers, but they also have to do the first month of the training first, so they've got a couple months that they have to get in, but yeah, we still have some lockers, but all upper, of course.
Very good.
That's about
Okay.
it.
Good.
We have, what I didn't understand, we have 349 members, but 350 paid members. How does that work?
Somebody paid and didn't get credit, or double paid?
When did you, we
This
had to
morning.
make some corrections, a couple people paid twice, they
Oh,
joined twice.
I looked this morning before I came,
Right.
and then I looked at the thing, and sometimes they're off.
Right.
Usually the other way around.
Right, but it's actually, I don't know,
Is
we
it
discussed
350 people?
It's 350, 349, what,
349, and then it said 350.
and then the one joined that I didn't have the money for, so yeah,
Okay.
that was my
That's just-
report, I believe.
Anyway, that's a lot of.
Yeah, so the paid, and we figured out, she and I figured out how to make sure that works.
That will balance it.
It will balance,
Okay.
so, yeah,
Perfect.
yeah, 350 members as of the end of last month.
That's,
Okay,
yeah.
right,
So then we're having what? 4 this month, none in May, June, and then I think
Yeah, we
it's
can't
in
have any in
July.
May.
Yeah.
There'll be 4 every month, as far as she's concerned, yes.
she feels the 8 was,
Yeah, nobody
Too much.
in,
8 was too much.
nobody in July.
Nobody in July,
Is she having a
nobody
June
in.
class? I think
I
there's a
think
June class.
she's having a June class, to my knowledge, yes.
June.
July isn't anything yet. I don't know if she's gonna have one
I
or
think
not.
they skipped July and December, but then because of May being off.
Yeah.
I don't know, they might put one in there.
I know she's gonna be gone too, so.
That's true,
So it just depends.
yeah.
If she finds somebody.
One other note, I will mention is, membership meeting.
At the membership, yeah.
Membership meetings are gonna change a little bit. We used to have them almost every month except for December and like July.
Yeah.
We are now required only 2 through the rec center per year. I don't think 2's enough. I'm, it's gonna be time for us to sign up for our CR6 to plan for our meetings for next year. I'm gonna put in at least 6 anyway, and the new president can decide whether they want to use them all or not. But I think it's good to keep our membership informed. So there may be a few others that I drop off this year, like through summer, we aren't gonna have meetings. I need to go back and check what we have for the CR6 for this year and then see what we need to cancel and what we'll keep. Just because we cancel the membership meeting does not automatically mean the board meetings won't be held, because we still need to kind of stay on top of things. However, we won't have membership or board meetings probably July, August anyway.
Right. Is it better to schedule one and, cause there's no fine or charge for canceling a membership meeting, right?
Yeah.
So I think signing up for 6 is reasonable,
Yeah,
and probably a board meeting for every month, just.
yes,
in-
I'm gonna do a
just
board meeting every month.
Okay,
And, I'll look at it and see what
Okay.
it is, cause I know we need one in January just to kick off the year.
right,
In February, people start coming back.
right,
We could probably skip March and go on to April,
Right.
or even to May, but I'll take a look at that and just kind of be thinking about when we're busiest, when we need it the most.
sounds good.
Otherwise, we can still communicate through Mud Times has been fabulous, so thank you to Jude. And there are no unfinished business and no new business to speak of. I will mention that we have got the cameras in now, and Linda, you got to have a little experience on that. How did you feel about that?
I haven't had hands-on yet,
Okay.
but while we were going through it, she changed it so the people that just have look-at access will have their own password to get into, and we can't change anything, which we don't wanna change any.
Perfect.
Yeah.
No,
No,
that's what we
we change.
absolutely
Not
want.
accidentally or on purpose.
Great. So I know I think she sent me I'll have to look, something for access to.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, I have all that.
So, yeah, I'd like to go in and play.
You
with
three,
that.
I mean, Linda, you and you for access. for
I think all of
computers.
IT, Deb Manchester, I don't
Manchester.
know,
Oh,
if
okay.
it's Karen or just Deb.
I haven't heard Karen's name yet.
So Wendy, Deb Manchester, Linda, and myself, so far will have that
Yeah.
access, so we'll see what goes from there.
My question to her was, if there was an incident, is it your job to confront the person, or how is that
It is
person
my job
going
to
to be
confront the person.
confronted? Yeah,
I will do that,
okay.
so we can look it up,
Yeah.
whatever, you know it probably
Hopefully there
better.
won't be any, that's,
No, I will definitely,
Yeah.
it's not your responsibility.
Right. I have a question
Yeah.
regarding the drying shelves and stuff like that. We have noticed a lot of people are putting short stuff on tall shelves and whatever, and there's a lot of stuff that, like, I know I don't know who does this, but is it part of our job as the board if something has been sitting there for 2 months to move it to the back?
Ron and Pat were doing that.
Okay,
So they're
Yeah,
going
they've
through
always done
and,
it, yeah.
and they do allow, it depends on when in the month
okay,
that they look at it, and they allow that month to go by and give them one other month,
Okay.
and then it's moved out.
But we could ask Jude to put something in her wonderful time, so please, if you have a short item, keep them on the short shelves, and the tall items. I mean,
yeah,
yeah,
I think we should ask Jude to
Because
do that.
yeah, I
Right.
think we've all had tall items and not had
and
a,
not had a space,
Yeah.
and then somebody will come to us as a board member and say, may I move this person's stuff?
cannot.
And it's like, no, you can't, right?
Do you think some people have a
I
few
would
items?
rather you as a board member move it than
Okay,
have someone else.
I have
Okay.
moved it.
So if someone comes to you and says, this got broke, we can say yes, and somebody else didn't come and shuffle it, I had to move it or a board member had to move it because you put it here and it left no room for anything else, or it
So
was blocked in.
if we do that.
I would rather,
Should we take a picture of that and send a text to that person?
I wonder if we should just simply call them and say, this is on this shelf and I'm
Moving it to two
moving
shelves
it
above.
unless you're able to come in very
Right,
quickly.
that's right.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, alright,
But
Sounds
you're
good.
still gonna put something in there, right? Judy? With
Yes,
her little
yeah,
pictures?
yeah, I just
She'll do
made,
something cute to
yeah, I
get
just
everybody's
made,
attention.
a note,
Okay,
yeah.
that's good,
Maybe
yeah.
she'll show a crashed base or something, I don't know. Okay,
Do you think
does,
some of the people, that have a bunch of items and one happens to be tall, they wanna keep them together?
that's too bad. Sorry.
They
I didn't
should
mean to
put
say-
them, I mean, if I
I
had,
can't
That's the way I feel
remember
too.
the nice little gal's name, she
Well, I
came with me,
separate
she
my
was in
stuff.
today too. And she's going to have a shoulder surgery, so she can't do a bunch of stuff. But she wants to come in and she wants to number our shelves for us. And I told her that I would give her access to our laminator.
Oh, nice.
She wants to do like shelf, or cart A, B, C, D, shelf 1, 2, 3, 4. She said that she personally has a hard time remembering where
Where
she's
she
put her
put
stuff.
stuff. And I know
she
people
thinks that'll
have,
be
yeah.
easier for people to remember.
if there's some time to come in, you
Very
can't work in
nice.
clay.
Yeah, yeah, so I said, that'd be great if you wanna
Okay,
put it on a
wonderful.
computer, so you cut it up and
Yeah.
then I'll get you going on the laminator and you can have
Wow.
That's a
at
good
it.
idea.
That's
Some people
wonderful.
take pictures
Okay.
of their stuff because they forget how many pieces they put in.
I still use my green tag. I know my green tag, there's my stuff. I don't-
Yeah, but I know I have gone and thought, I totally forgot I've got a piece drying.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
When you
Okay.
remember her name, let me know, so I put someone.
Okay.
Someone, I just put
She's in the
volunteer.
club and I cannot
Okay,
remember. I'm
volunteer's
sorry, I
good,
wanna
never
say
mind,
Camp, it's not
volunteer's
that.
good. We'll just
Okay.
use that.
All right,
Someone.
any comments? Okay, then I adjourn the meeting. I didn't have to take a motion for that, did I?
It's a board meeting. Yes, you did, for a board meeting and a general meeting,
Okay, do
not
I
a
hear a
workshop.
motion to adjourn the meeting?
Motion, made to adjourn.
Adjourn.
Second it.